Yeah, I grew up in an abusive home with my mom, and I had a really rocky relationship with my dad. And through that time, the only way I knew how to fill those empty holes in my life was by making other people hurt the way I did, and I envied people that seemed to have perfect lives, and I didn't understand why God would let some people have parents and some people not. I grew up going to this school that's attached to this church, CTCS. I know a lot of the kids in our group go to that school, but for my whole life, I was attending that school, and through that time, I was breaking down people that had great parents, and what it seemed in my eyes, and I put on the tough guy act, and I never tried to understand why that some people might have issues and some people might have a hard life at home. I didn't care to understand that, and my whole goal in coming to school and interacting with people was to make sure that they felt the same pain that I did. And God's goal isn't to hurt people. God's goal is to let people find Him and understand the work that Jesus has done. And yeah, so going into my sophomore year of high school, everything that I went through just became too much. The tough guy act wasn't working anymore. Being a jerk to people and trying to break people down wasn't working anymore. And going to Calvary Temple Christian school, I understood that God offered healing, but I never felt it for myself because I had no desire to. And in that summer, I started to read the Bible, and I started to fall in love. Started interacting with people that were Christians and hear the gospel, and it started to change my heart. And my freshman Bible teacher was at this all-school retreat with Berean, the high school I go to, and I talked to him, and that night everything changed. I gave my life to God, and I lost my closest friends within a week, but I also made my best friends for sophomore year within that same week, and I started to learn what forgiveness was through the work of Jesus on the cross. I understood that His bloodshed had saved me, and I did not deserve it at all. I understood the idea of grace, and I was able to share the same feelings with my mom and my dad, the idea of forgiveness and grace and mercy, and also reconciliation with people that I had hurt and people that I was evil to. I was able to say sorry and mean it from the bottom of my heart and understood my wrongs, and ever since that day, in August 2015, nothing's been the same. If you're in here today and you have no desire to know who God is and you think you can do it all on your own, that will not last. I promise you that. And even if you try and force it to last, you're going to break down one day, and you don't want that to happen. I'm encouraging you today to make the decision to just make an effort to understand who He is. Make an effort to reach out to somebody that knows who He is, and don't learn the hard way that you need God.